Hi, Gemini. Welcome to your extended. Okay. So from the top, Knight of Swords, the aggression. I'm not saying it's not valid. I'm not saying you don't have your reasons. I'm just saying it's not going to work for you. So let's clarify it first of all, yeah? Knight of Swords. The first three, actually, right? They're obviously a set. Watch what you email. Watch your messages. Things that you think are innocuous will become a big deal. Be careful. Especially because we can be a lot more sharp and a lot more distant than we realize. It seems normal to us, but it can be super, super hurtful. We just don't want that karma right now. It's one of those karmic test months for us. I want to go into Virgo season feeling like we haven't hurt anybody. There's no lingering guilt about anything. You know, just we want to start the harvest season off friendly and just having a good time. So it's good to get this Leo claws and teeth stuff out of the way. But however much you've already done in the past 6-7 days, that's enough. We don't need to do any more of that. So we're really trying to wean ourselves off of it before we end up in an 8 of Swords situation. 6 of Wands. So why be 5 of Wands when you can be 6 of Wands? If you understand the point I'm making right now and you curb your tendency this time of year to be really sharp, Queen of Swords, then you will save yourself from this 8 of Swords isolation and fear and whatever situation you could get strung up in, and instead walk out of it victorious. All you have to do is not respond. Don't respond to people. The 6 of Wands is a really good example of people still being beneath you, and yet you can't even see them anymore. You're not fighting them. You're above it. And that is what the end of the month will bring. You will be above it if you have taken the right steps now, which is don't indulge any of the petty. Stay in your power. Anything that you give attention to right now will get power. Stay in your power. Don't give it to anybody. Next, Hangman, 8 of Swords. Let's see. So if we do indulge the petty and end up there, then what? Then how to deal with it once you find yourself mid-August feeling very trapped in something, very upset by something. Your mind is looping about it. You can't seem to move forward. It's like a block in your mind. Talking about towards the end of Mercury retrograde. And that weakest point is usually when the earth sign character or someone of the sort, someone with magician vibes, would show up. We do have the Tower and the Chariot lurking on the right there, and we have the Virgo and the Sagittarius on the left here. Now, going from the bottom of the deck, 9 of Swords, going from the 6 of Wands to the 7 of Wands, reaching even higher ground, but again, there is contention, so the success is guaranteed. However, the state in which you get there really depends on right now. So, good answer. And then 10 of Wands. Regardless, though, you have so much coming up that you will have to work on in terms of making money, in terms of your career, that this is just one more assured step up. It's whether you take those steps up grumpily or happily. You can still get all that done and be super upset at night and still be, ripping people's heads off if you want. However, the abundance is still coming in. And there is a lot to be learned from this Leo fire. Perhaps we need to let ourselves feel that Ten of Swords moment. Perhaps we need to go all the way there in August and really understand the loss of the thing we're still somehow trying to hold on to. Because Mars retrograde, Mercury retrograde, it's just not going to let you keep doing it. It will take whatever is not working. Absolutely. And what it looks like it's taking here is you're vacillating about some subject or other, something you've gone back and forth about in your mind for a really long time. You get some sort of decisive twist of fate stuff going on in August, where you see finally what it really is, and it may actually renew your faith in that thing. You may actually realize that you were right all along. It is a season of unforeseen change, surprise. It was written in the stars, destiny kind of stuff. So the way I would interpret it here, with the Ten of Swords, Nine of Swords, Ten of Swords, Two of Swords, is that your issue that's bringing you all this pain here, your issue is something that you have thought through again and again, but you can't bring yourself to accept the very obvious conclusion. And the sun in Leo season is so bright, and everything gets exposed, and everything is out in the open, and you are being asked to take on this fiery energy and just and really accept the change. Accept the truth and the change that that truth will bring. You can't accept the change if you don't accept the truth that's going to facilitate the change. So stop living in your own head thinking that you know exactly what's going on. I think August will show you that you don't, because there's a lot that you need to be shown still. I think your stress and your grief has had you a little bit isolated and you haven't been able to tell what's going on. You've been a little out of it, Gemini. Okay, now, King of Pentacles. Let's see what's going on there. All right. We all want to know. And we know that this person has been feeling the Hanged Man, Eight of Swords energy. We know that that's going to be part of the approach as well. I feel so bad. I can't live without you. I'm sorry I did what I did. I didn't realize you were going to go away. I didn't realize that you meant it. I didn't realize you were serious. I didn't realize I would feel this way or that I would miss you. I'm kind of surprised at my own actions. So, the World card and Knight of Wands. Let this person come to you. Let them promise you the world. We're on an upswing. Let them come to you. Let them communicate what they want. And let them offer you the world. That's what we're waiting on, right? So let them offer it. And if they offer anything less, keep waiting. Don't give in. You have great love assured here. Don't give in until you feel like they're offering you the world, what you want. The Magician. Our ability to transmute energy, our ability to use our intelligence and that Sagittarian influence across from us, that Jupiterian influence across from us to expand our knowledge, expand our friend base, expand our finances. Nine of Pentacles. Winning. Winning. Use your mind this month, Gemini, instead of using it to make yourself feel super bad. Here we go. Because you're being asked to accept truths you already know. Instead of using your computing capacity for that, how about we use it for the Magician Nine of Pentacles energy, which is using your mind to further your finances, further your social standing, further everything. Put your mind to it. Put your mind to something productive. 8 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles. It will pay off. Let's get to this 2 of Cups. No. That was fast. Well, all right. 2 of Cups clarified by the 10 of Cups. I told you, we're starting to come into a really good season. Whoever you're meeting right now, whoever you're meeting at the end of August, whoever you're hanging out with, the potential for that person to become the person is super, super high. So just chill. Just chill. It's coming to you. Remember, the cups are receptive energy. It's coming to you. The 9 of Pentacles, stay in your worth, work on your worth, work on your wealth, work on your career. Let's go here. 7 of Cups. What's the danger? The danger is to become confused. 2 of Swords, confused. End up stuck in your head. Especially when things start to go well. Oh my God, I met someone. Wait, is that person seeing other people? Wait, what's going on here? All the insecurities start to come out. I'm less than that person in this way. I'm less than that person in this way. Don't go down that road. Realize that the star, realize that you're getting exactly what you wanted. And instead of seeing exactly what you wanted and having that or letting that bring your insecurities into extreme relief here, instead use this opportunity, use this reading as a way to give yourself a heads up that when you start to feel that way, it's because it's real. When you start to feel that way, it's because this person has a real potential and it's bringing your fears out. But you must remember that you're only beginning to get what you asked for. And depending on how you behave, you're only beginning to get what you asked for. There's that earth sign again. If you just remember that you're beginning to get what you deserve and beginning to get what you've been praying for, what you've been asking for, then you won't freak out when you start to get it. Because depending on how you behave now is, depending on that is, what depends on that now is how much more you'll get of what's put aside for you, depending on how you can emotionally handle it. 4 of Wands, because if you can emotionally handle it, there's a lot to be given here. A lot. So offers of love coming in from a Virgo and a Sagittarius. Let's look at that. Let's look at the 3 cards. Let's look at the Virgo first. We know that it's offers of love. We know that it's them coming to you. We know that it means that we should be receptive and not at all initiate anything and not even get too worked up when it first starts to happen. Just chill. But let's see what that Virgo is bringing to the table. They are a little secretive, so it can take a while for the cards to suss it out of them. And the Temperance card there is also about that Virgo character really having to do some soul searching and look in the heart and the mind and having to balance out a little. And they've changed, you know. They've changed more than I think you would realize. And it's surprising because they're not the type to change easily. But I think the experience that's been going on between the two of you has changed them. Because the Temperance energy is heavy here. And the fact that they're coming to you, you know, that's not something that they're very good at or that they like to do even. So the Knight of Cups being there is like saying, you know, it's like a last resort. They don't know what else will work. And so now it's, you know, show up at your door kind of stuff. Show up in person. Finally text, finally email, finally apologize. All of that stuff is going on with Virgos now because they've had some perspective. They've had a chance to be alone a little bit. People have been shunning them quite a lot. People have been kind of sick of what Virgos are about past couple months. So I think it's given them a little isolation, a little time to think. You know, they've been in that hermit, solitary confinement state, and they learn a lot when they're in that state. And I think what you'll see is an emerging person who is much less afraid and much more willing to take a risk, and perhaps a bit arrogant, and you'll have to overlook that. But or if you want to overlook it, you don't have to overlook it. But it's somebody who has seen the light. And so they're trying to make a pretty decent effort here. Now, let's look at the Chariot, Two of Pentacles, not being able to decide in terms of life direction, and the Tower, and that moment we all fear where something sudden happens and starts to break apart structures that we feel that we need and cannot do without. The Tower takes that which we feel we cannot do without to show us that we can do without it. So let's first look at the Chariot. Okay. Easy. Four of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. We have to let go of the lack mindset, especially because the Cancerians are all feeling that way right now. We have to let go of that mindset and move forward into an abundant mindset. And you have to do this towards the end of August for real, because it's setting up your money energy imprint for the rest of the year. And you have to get much more careful about how you spend money. Stop playing with it, because there is, I want to say that there is a rebalancing going on in terms of how much money you have coming in and how often you have it coming in. And if you're on top of everything, then it's going to be great for you. But if you're not on top of it, it can feel really scary. So the way to avoid that is to, first of all, get out of the lack mindset. Understand that you have to stay in an abundant mindset. And part of being in an abundant mindset is not playing with money. It's not being distracted by other things. It's about focusing on your money. And the more you focus on it, the more you'll be prepared and be able to actually avoid the Tower moment, in which case the Tower moment can become something really useful, where you were able to get something out of your financial sphere that was very troublesome for you. And it goes away on its own. People exposing themselves on their own. But just don't hang on too tight. You need to give money where you need to give money, and you will be given in return. Yeah. Let's go back here to the Sagittarius card. So if you've been dealing with the Sagittarius, and then we'll go to the Tower moment itself. So if you've been dealing with the Sagittarius, and they've been ghosting, they haven't really been around, you really can't figure out what's going on with them or why they're being this way. But now they seem like they want to come back around. Now they seem like they want to hang out. Now they're being pretty forward. You may be thinking to yourself, okay, why? Wow, that Four of Cups just keeps coming up. Three of Swords. So be careful with the Sag. Be careful with the Sag. That seems like you already knew that. Yeah. That person is buying time. I'm not sure for what, but I wouldn't get caught up in it. Definitely not. Definitely not. All right. Now let's look up the Tower. Now let's clarify the Tower here. So if the financial stuff is taken care of, you are manifesting out of a place of happiness. You're not ripping people's heads off. You're not living in a state of nostalgia. You're moving forward. You're taking care of your money situation. You're taking care of work stuff. You're not letting anyone take advantage of you. You're not letting anyone play with your emotions because you know you're a bit sensitive. So if you're doing all that, and we have all that taken care of, then what does the Tower moment look like? And what can we learn from it? What's it for? Let's see. I like the Hermit being clarified by the Fool. I think that the Earth signs have learned a lot. I think that you should be very proud of learning how to use your absence as a tool. And I think moving forward, it's the easiest way to indicate whether you are happy in a situation or not. You know, I think a lot of times Geminis go all in and then we don't know how to pull back when we're being wronged, and that's a flaw. You know, people need to be able to feel when they're not treating you well. Geminis can be all in and then all out, right? So, this is obviously a complicated answer for the Tower. Let's see. Aha. In the time of Leo, it is that Leonine strength that we will need. And what is that? The ability to recover and heal quickly and bounce back along. 9 lives. It is the ability to understand that even when things seem really bad, we can just jump out of the burning building, take another life, and keep moving. It's only the end if you want it to be. It can just as easily be a choice to end something because you want something much more stable and you want something better, and there is that Scorpio just waiting. And he's upset, he or she is upset about some stuff that they need clarified, some stuff they've been hanging on to, some messages you will most definitely be having to receive and to answer. That Earth sign has a lot going on still with them in their own life. Be careful not to wrap your happiness up with them again, because there is a lot going on with them that has still, we have yet to see it. They seem to have very pure intentions at the moment, and I get that, but I would just hold off. Be careful. Don't get sucked back into anything, and don't get sucked into something that seems like something from before, if that makes sense. Okay, Gemini? I love you. I'll see you in September.